What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to the Value TV show, the show we give you tools to build and have healthy relationships. That's right, tools to build and have healthy relationships. I am Jamel Jackson, your relationship mechanic, philanthropist, community activist, music artist, and a plethora of other things. This show is centered around relationships in the entertainment space. However, I told you guys once a month, I'm going to have somebody who specializes in a specific area. Today, I'm here with a giant, man. Shirley Austin, devoted wife of 29 years, marriage coach, speaker, and passionate advocate for healthy, thriving relationships. Alongside her husband, they co-host and have a podcast dedicated to helping couples rebuild their marriages with passion, purpose, and practical tools that lead to lasting transformation. For nearly 3 decades, they've been committed to strengthening marriages by helping couples improve communication, restore trust, navigate life's challenges, and rediscover love that first brought them together. So, please join me in welcoming Shirley Austin.
Thank you for having me.
I'm about to do a good job with that. How you doing?
I am doing very
Look
well.
good.
Blessed, brother. Thank you.
Got that glow on you.
Got the glow.
That ain't the lights either in my studio right now.
You know, it might be them 3 decades.
Wow, man. I'm really excited to have you here right now. I'm pumped.
Thank you.
Got your husband in the background. Don't want him to say
Yes.
nothing no more because he already been hassling me, talking about my grass need to be cut. He was at the wrong house.
The wrong house.
I'm going right in.
Okay. Let's do it.
Does your partner got to tell you everything ahead of time?
Does he have to?
Or does it
tell me?
depend on what it is? Like, say they're inviting somebody over.
Okay.
Do they got to give you an update, or does it create friction in the marriage
I would like an update.
or tension in the relationship?
I would like to be told
Why?
because I would like to be prepared.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want somebody just coming into my home and, maybe we ran out of the Saratoga waters or something. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I want to make some appetizers or something.
Yeah.
Spot clean, something.
Yeah.
No, but there are certain things. I mean, Shannon and I, just how we move now, we share things out of respect. It's not let me tell. No, it's just I respect my spouse enough to give them a heads up.
What inspired you to become a marriage coach?
Wow.
Was that something like you
Interesting.
desired when you got married? Like, I'm gonna become a marriage coach, or we're gonna become marriage coaches, or
No, it was really just something that when I was young, people always came to me and would talk to me and ask me for advice. I mean, even the older people would come and ask me for advice.
Yeah.
My mother would confide in me out of all of her kids. She
Your mom?
confided in me.
oh wow,
Mhm.
okay,
Just share things that she hadn't shared with people about her life and things of that nature. And she was like, it's just something about you. And everybody would say that about me. Shannon and I, when we were dating, we would pour into couples. I have a passion for relationships. I have a passion for love. It's just something that God just put in my life.
Were you the one even growing up, like as a teenager, that your friends would come to you, or as a young adult, like, hey, Shannon, what you think? Oh, Shirley, what you think about this?
Yes.
Wow.
Yep.
So you just had the advice out the gate.
Yeah, I guess I had that wisdom from my mother.
Okay, this topic is called maintaining through it all. So, in your experience, what does it truly mean to maintain through it all?
Maintain.
Because sometimes we lose our bearings when we're going through whatever that thing is we're going through. So, to you, what does that mean? Maintaining through it all.
It's interesting. I mean, you talk about losing your bearings, and there's so many reasons why we lose our bearings, which is, in my opinion, it's all internal. And the maintaining, I think we need to do more than maintain, right? I don't think maintain is sustainable, but just to go with the question, right? Maintaining through it all, it means that we cannot take a situation and say, when we get married, I can deal with this, but I'm not going to deal with this. Maintaining through it all is I'm going to follow a principle, and that principle is going to carry me through. Many of us, we get married just because we love each other. We're getting married because there's this energy that we feel. We're not getting married because we've had the conversations of what principles are we going to live our life by? What will our life be like? Let's curate a life together. We're not having those conversations. And so when the challenges comes, we're not anchored in something that will keep us maintained.
Yeah.
That will keep us stable, that will keep us steady. Even through the storms, you can be steady if you have the right anchor. My thing is, what's anchoring you? Right? Is it God? That's what is anchoring me now.
Yeah.
But at one point in time, it was my pain. Well, the pain's not it's gonna have me all over the place. My triggers, right? My getting defensive, my unwilling to see myself. Those were the things, my pride that was anchoring me, right? So those were the things that were destroying me. To maintain, you have to understand what are the tools I'm going to use when the thing comes for me to be maintained.
So the word that's jumped out to me, because God deals with me with words, was conversation. Having the conversation. And I'm not trying to rhyme, I just have a way with words.
Come on, do it,
so
whatever.
It's almost like if we don't have, do you believe if we don't have, this is not even in my notes or my question, but do you believe if we don't have the conversation, then we won't have a revelation or things won't be revealed about this person, so we end up getting married out of desperation versus revelation?
You really trying to rap though, for real. You implementing the music in
But
this.
I feel
no,
I feel that, and I've not now. I found myself in that position when I was out, dating or something, that I would do it out of desperation and not revelation, or ignore the revelation.
Yes.
After I had the conversation and was like,
yes.
oh, this is who this person is. But
Yes.
man, I'm so alone. I'm tired. It's time is ticking.
Yeah.
Let's just do it.
Yeah.
And then when I'm in it, it's like, oh, so that's the question is, do you believe we get together out of desperation and not revelation? And then the second question is, if you're in that, how do you get out of that? Or do you just stay?
Well, so I don't want to say that we get together out of desperation all the time.
Yeah.
I do believe that we get together because we really believe, I'm just speaking generally, we really do believe that we love the individual. The problem is we do not understand what love entails. We do not understand what it means to sustain love. We have no idea about that. Right. And so, yeah, I just don't want to say that people are desperate, even
Maybe that's
though
a
there
big
are
word,
some people
desperation.
there are some people that are desperate, right? But I don't think that's it.
Yeah.
I think, no, I will say this to your point with that word. We are desperate to be loved.
Okay.
To your point, I do believe that yeah, but we do believe we love the individual.
Right. So here's the thing. When I'm using the word revelation, I know it might be somebody listening or watching. Like, I'm just saying something that was once covered. You didn't know what it was, and then it's been revealed to you. Like, okay, I covered this up. I'm explaining the design, the characters of it. Then I reveal it. You go, oh, that's a phone. So these things is revealed about this person, but now you're in the relationship based on you want it to be loved, and now you're in it. But you have the revelation, like, oh, I'm in love, but I don't really want to be with this person.
Are we talking about being married?
Married.
Because it's
Talking
two
about being
different
married.
answers. Okay, being married, yeah, bro.
What do they do?
You're in it now, right? So,
It's just going back to the maintaining.
well, this is going back to what do I do now that I'm in it, and this is
Yeah.
what I'm faced with. Because what happens is we believe that these challenges mean that we're not compatible. Well, compatibility, that's out the window once you're married.
Sheesh.
When you're dating, that's when you need to be focused on compatibility. Now, we need to focus on how do we get on the same page? What does that look like? Now we must have the hard conversations. We must talk about the things that I don't like about you, that you don't like about me. That, Shannon and I had a really tough
Deep
conversation.
questions right there.
We had a really tough conversation earlier this year.
Okay.
And he actually brought it to the table. And he said, I realize that you are not attracted to me. It wasn't that I wasn't attracted to him physically, but he was right. And I never had the courage to say that. I wasn't attracted to the fact that he has been undisciplined. I wasn't attracted to him because he has not kept his word sometimes. There were certain things that caused me to not be attracted to him. We're not having these conversations, right? And so when we had the conversation, thank God we have matured to the point that we can have it. He didn't feel no kind of way. He was able to see himself and take complete ownership of, in these areas I have not stepped up.
Yeah.
I can understand why you aren't attracted to me in a certain way, right? Why are we afraid of these conversations?
It's that conflict
You know
part
what I'm
that we
saying?
thinking, that tension. Those are tight conversations
Bro,
right there.
People make conflict out to be the enemy. Conflict is a beautiful
Mm-hmm.
thing because it says this is the problem. If you know what the problem is, now we can fix the problem.
Yeah.
Why are we making conflict just the thing?
There's a book that I'm reading called Fight Right, and it's discussing different types of characteristics that people possess when dealing with conflict. And this book is describing how conflict is actually healthy.
Yes.
And it's people that's different in conflict. There's a person that avoids, and it goes so on and so on. And I painted this analogy that even when it deals with conflict, like a volcano erupts, but through all that friction and the plates moving against each other and all that stuff taking place, we get these beautiful islands.
Yes.
Even though it's still hard to swallow when you gotta, I think that's where the coaching
is.
comes in. You may need somebody to mediate when you and your partner has to have these difficult conversations.
Yeah. I mean, the problem with conflict, Jamel, is because we have a hard time seeing ourselves. That's the challenge in the conflict, right? Because we have it's you instead of it's me. That's the mentality that we have. So the conflict, listen, you can watch Love Island, Married at First Sight, The Ultimatum, Love is Blind. My sisters might get on me about this, but that's okay. I'm good. I understand why, right? Look at the dynamics of the relationships and how the women act when the man is telling them, hey, I don't like when you're doing X, Y, and Z. Hey, I have a problem. Why would you do this? Why would you say this? 9 times out of 10, and listen, 9 times out of 10, she is going to get defensive. She's going to do the crocodile tears. It's not because she's hurt about what he said. It's because she does not want to see herself. This is why we are having conflict. I'm not saying it's just women. Of course it's not.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, as a woman, this is God has called me to help women to be kingdom wives. And we have to stop being manipulative with our tears and our emotions and our feelings, because they are leading us to divorce. It is. Or it's leading us into a dynamic where all of a sudden he's just cold, or he'll shut down, or he doesn't want to spend as much time with me.
I'm glad you're saying
Or
it.
he
I'm not
snapped.
saying it.
Listen, I have to say it because I'm a woman. I've been there, done it, and let me tell you something. I'm sharing what many men are suffering through. That's why I'm sharing it. It's not to beat women up. It's not. It's like, y'all, you need to see this. This is what your man is dealing with. 99% of men that I talk to, they deal with this.
Yeah.
Conflict comes because we're having a hard time seeing each other, and then we're stacking conflict. We're not repairing properly, right? And so you could do something. You may say, I'm sorry. But then if you do it again, and you say, I'm sorry, and then if you do it again, right? Research shows that for every one negative, you have to now counteract that negative with at least 10 positives.
Wow.
Bro, relationships are in a deficit. Who's doing that? Who's doing that one negative with the 10 positives?
Yeah.
We're not doing that.
I always say we like the idea of relationships, but we don't like the commitment, the work, the effort, and the responsibility that it takes to have that relationship. We see it and we say, oh, I like what Shannon and Shirley got. I want that. Matter of fact, hey, boo, hey, babe, man, let's go. We going to get married.
Yeah.
No revelation of what it takes for them to have that you're looking at.
Right. No revelation.
So I want that.
Yep.
And now when I'm in it and it's time to put effort, whatever that effort looks like, I may have to start studying my partner. We might have to read some books together. We might have to go do some coaching, some counseling. I don't feel like doing that. I don't feel like doing all that. But you just said you like you want that relationship.
Want that, yeah.
Let me stay on course. You dropping some. Listen, man. Here's the question. How do you help couples when one spouse wants to fight for the marriage and the other has given up? One's like, I'm going all in. The other one's like, taking my gloves off. I'm done. Tired.
You know, what I always tell people that if you're going to choose to stay, then you continue to do the work. You continue to show up. The only person that I can change is me. I can't change my husband. I can create an environment for my husband to feel a certain way, absolutely. But the change starts in the inner. And so I always lead people to focus on your inner self opposed to what's going on the outside.
Yeah.
Even your spouse. Leave them to God if you're going to choose to stay. Don't stay and then complain because they don't want to be there. Right? So we both have been, my husband and I have both been in a situation. Shannon was ready to go, and I'm ready to work on the relationship. I was ready to go, and Shannon's ready to work on the relationship. Focus on yourself. Right? Listen, if my husband is ready to go, am I asking the questions, what has gotten him to that point? How have I shown up that has caused him to get to that point? There are some things about him and his character that he has to deal with, absolutely. But he just got there. I didn't have anything to do with it.
It ain't happened last night.
Come on. So I always lead people to themselves.
That's good.
That's the only way it's going to work. That's it. And listen, leading you to yourself is this. I'm going to do the work. Whether you stay or not, I'm going to benefit from the work that needs to be done anyway in me. I'm going to benefit, whether you stay or not, because there's work that has to be done within me. God is trying to show me.
Yeah.
I for a while I thought, God, why aren't you showing me Shannon? And I was just harping on that for years. And God was like, because I'm trying to show you. That's where your healing's going to come from.
How important is it to study your partner? Because I believe during this process of becoming married, being married, and just having longevity, especially the longevity you guys have, how important is it for you to study your partner? Because some people, familiarity kicks in. And then it's like, oh, that's just Shannon, that's just Shirley, or that's just Jamel, that's whoever. Like, how important is that in your years of being married? Like,
it's extremely important. You have to be a student of your spouse.
A student of your spouse.
You have to be a student of your spouse.
SOS. I like how that.
Come on,
my
right?
acronyms automatically.
And because, like you said, we can become familiar with one another, but we also evolve and change. So if I stay familiar here, you've grown here, we're going to have conflict because you're doing things outside of what I'm used to, what I'm comfortable with. You know, comfortability, it is the enemy.
I wrote this part in my book called Meeting Again. And it's like, God was like, you need to meet the person again as if it was the first time. Because usually when we meet each other, whether it's the first 6 months, and then we get married, whatever, and then we're together for a year, and, you know, you're studying all the intricate details of this person, him or her, you know, he likes his omelet this way. He likes the onions real fine, a little bit of cheese, not too much cheese. Don't burn it. Just kind of keep the edges crispy. And then you bring it and you're like, here you go, babe. And I'm like, oh my God, thank you. You know, she liked the bubbles in her bath, not too many bubbles, the water temperature, not too hot, just a little warm. You know, you're studying all these intricate details because we're meeting them, you know? And then time kicks in and we go from meeting again to just meeting. And now it's like, okay, hey, babe, you make me that omelet? Yeah, you start making the omelet. You got the chunks of onions in there. You done piled on all the cheese and you just flipped it around 2 times. You're like, here. And it's like, man, what's wrong? I made you an omelet.
Yeah.
But the meeting again is intentionally, and I'm intentionally studying you and meeting you again as if it was those first 6 months. Because you know the first 6 months, that first year, you made sure them onions was real fine. You put your finger in that bath water. Oh, that's too hot. She like it like this.
Yeah.
Years go by and we're not studying. Now we're just meeting.
Yeah.
And then what I learned from that is, and this is me training my mind to think this way, and it came from God because he said, I meet you every day like it's a new day. And I said, yo, I can't do that. He was like, you could do it.
You can.
Train yourself.
Yes.
So now because you could have just had a heated argument the night before. Now it's morning time.
Yes.
Can you make me an omelet? I want a freaking omelet.
Yeah.
What, she want an omelet right now?
Yeah.
And you go in the kitchen and I'm chopping the chunks. He's like, then I paused and got my mind recalibrated and said, even with still frustration, meeting again, like, what would you have done if it was a year?
Yeah.
Chop these onions up small. Check this bath temperature. Because I noticed what happened in that. God said what happens in that as you're going to deliver, it breaks something in you. Like back to what you said, something in you, and you hand it, and then it does something to them. And I said, man, I'm living with that. Okay.
No, that's real. My husband, he'll say to me, listen, he doesn't want no sympathy sex. He don't want no sympathy food.
Hold on, I gotta try to stick to my questions, but go ahead.
No, let's
no,
talk.
go ahead. Yeah, because yeah.
I mean, because what you said is real. Like the man I'm married to, don't cook my food if you're gonna cook it and you angry. Don't have sex with me and it's sympathy sex. And I had to learn that even when we're upset with each other, when I go into that kitchen, I am going to cook it from a heart of, okay, Shirley, like I have to woost whatever I need to do because I still will take care of my man.
Yeah.
I'm not going to neglect. I'm not going to be like, I'm angry, so I'm not cooking. None of that. But I need to cook it with love. I need to have a spirit. And then when I give it to him, if I'm going to give you a napkin and a drink, like I usually, don't just hand you the plate and you don't have a napkin and a drink like you usually do.
Yeah.
No, every week, all the same. However I show up when we are at the height, that's how I'm going to show up when we're in the valley.
Hold up. You know I had to do my own commercial. You can stop right now and go grab you some Force Majeure gear. That's right, Force Majeure. The Force Majeure is an act of God. When you scan that QR code right there, it'll take you to the website. You can check out our hoodies, you can check out our t-shirts, and all the latest things going on, from downloading music to new videos and getting in touch for booking for us to come to your establishment and tear it down. Whether it's speaking, whether it's rocking the mic, I got you covered. Now, if you're in a relationship and you're facing any type of challenges, setbacks, pitfalls, even infidelity, my friends Hassani and Danielle Pettiford at Couples Academy, they specialize in infidelity recovery. They have helped thousands of couples around the world. You do not want to hesitate. Their website is on the screen, couplesacademy.org. That's couplesacademy.org. Please go check them out and make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video and my page with all of your peoples around the world. Back to the episode. Let's go. Real quick, for somebody that's listening or watching, because I understand what you're saying. What does that process look like briefly? You're frustrated. You're going in the kitchen. I don't want to cook, but I'm going to cook it with love. What does that look like, or what does that sound like in your mind, the mental process you're going through? Like,
yeah, well, now, I mean, it sounds like me seeing why we're upset. How did I contribute?
What are you saying to yourself in those moments? Like, because somebody may take it, like, somebody's listening or watching, like, taking it like, oh yeah, I love my husband too, but I ain't gonna cook. Like, what is, what mental process are you going through?
Well, I'm telling myself, whatever was said, it wasn't said out of malice. My husband's not evil. It may have hurt my feelings. That doesn't make what he said wrong, right? So I'm walking myself through, why am I upset? Why am I upset? And how do I play a part in me being upset?
Yeah.
Am I triggered because what he said triggered something in me, or was he being mean about it? Two different reasons. And listen, I've grown to the point that even if he was being mean about it, I'm going to be pissed, but I'm still going to serve you your plate. I'm still going to take care of you.
And vice versa.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I don't want the women, y'all watching this, thinking that it's just solely about women catering. It's vice versa. Men need to do it too.
No. Yeah. Shannon takes excellent care of me.
I can tell. Y'all, look, you got the glory glow on you. That's beyond God. All right, let's do this one. What are some of the biggest challenges you believe couples face today that weren't as common years ago?
That weren't as common.
That they facing today?
Of course, the obvious influence. It's just a lot of influence out there. It's a lot of noise, a lot of people in the relationship space. It's like, if you don't understand who you are and whose you are, you can be easily swayed and destroy your relationship. Exposure, and I think those two really go hand in hand. Exposure we see a lot. We're taking in a lot, and it's really dysregulating our nervous system. I mean, many of us come from homes that have dysregulated our nervous system. But what we're taking in, what we're seeing, what we're watching, what we're hearing, what we're experiencing, your body keeps score. It's a book. You probably know that book. Your body keeps score.
Yeah.
And it literally does. It's not just from this overt traumatic event. We could be watching something on social media, and if we watch it enough, watch what your body does. If it's something like people, you keep watching people kill each other, like your body, right? Your body tenses up, and so these things are bleeding into how we deal with one another.
This is a good man. You know what? I got this sitting in my notes. I got to ask this because it came to my head. We talked about it briefly on the phone yesterday. So I believe we all have calling, and we all have gifts that God assigned us to do something when we came to this earth. People get married, right? You have two individuals. They have callings individually and then collectively, I believe. Maybe some are collectively and some are just as individuals. But what would you say to? I'm bringing my church family into this. Not my church that I go to when I say that. Just let me say the body of Christ, right? Believers that are believers in God. Because what I hear a lot over my years is that you'll have two people together. One person's pursuing their calling. The other person says, I'm not doing anything. And they have clarity on what their call is. So it's not like, oh, I don't know what it is. They done fasted, they done prayed, they done went to the top of Mount Zion. They know exactly what they're supposed to do. They're together as a couple, and one person's like, I don't want to do what God is having me do. And it's a collective call. And I don't want to do it. You go. And the person says, no, I'm going to wait. And so they wait and they wait and they wait. And I've heard some leaders, emphasis on the some leaders say, well, you got to stick and stay in the marriage because you got to honor your marriage, right? Even though God is calling you to do ABC collectively, but one person said, I'm not going. So the person sticks and stays, and time passes. Now you wake up and you're 60 and now you're like, oh, I'm going to go do it, or you're not going to do it. Do you believe that we're honoring marriage more than God in terms of what he's calling us to do?
I think
so. We just stay married for the sake of being married and saying we're honoring God, but not doing the call, rejecting the call. Like, I'm not going to do it because my partner doesn't want to go.
Well, so now we have two people being disobedient. That's what you described.
Okay, yeah.
Right?
I think I took a long way to ask that question, but...
Right, but so...
Do we stay? Does a person stay at the sake of not doing what God wants them to do? Like, they clearly both know God wants us to do this. One's willing to go and the other's saying, I'm not going.
Right, so that's where I was confused.
So I'm just going to stay in the marriage because God honors marriage. And if I don't stay and I go, then my calling, and God's not going to fulfill my dreams and my calling because I disrespected him.
So short answer, yes, you should stay in a marriage.
Okay.
Right? And you should stay because that's not a reason for divorce.
Okay. I'm bringing this to light because I've heard this conversation around a lot of spaces.
Right.
And you guys are the marriage gurus, so I want to know.
But the second thing is, if we are called to something together, if one is being obedient, that doesn't mean that I have to be disobedient. If one is being disobedient, that doesn't mean I have to be disobedient. So, and that's why I was like thinking about your question, because it ended with like both of them are being disobedient, but then you said if one is willing but the other one isn't. So I'll say this to the one that's willing: go. God will honor that. You go. Yeah. Don't be disobedient.
Yeah. And when I'm saying go, not like go like leave the marriage.
No,
go,
I'm saying go
and pursue whatever it is he's telling you to do.
He's telling you to do.
Does that, would that?
Shannon and I have experienced that to some degree. When we got here and he was I don't know if you were there, if you heard, but he was talking to Jose, just saying how like he's been the challenge in what we're doing, and I'm ready to just go and do the thing. So does it cause friction? It can cause friction if you allow it to cause friction. Right. And so we had a dessert business together, and there was friction there because we didn't deal with the discrepancies in a healthy way. Right. But now we're choosing to deal with them in a way where, so I just had to put my hands up and say, God, you deal with this, because there are certain things that I want, there are certain things that I desire, and for whatever reason, it's a challenge for him.
Yeah.
I don't think, Jamel, people think that so many things are just beyond God's doing, like well God can't do this and God can't do that, but I also think that we put so much on him. It's like, no, you have the power to make a decision to not get upset, to leave your spouse in God's hands, for you to go and you do what God has called you to do, right? So I'm upset because we're not moving along, but I'm choosing to not move along because he's choosing to not move along. That's on me
Yeah.
now, right? I can't blame him for that anymore. I can choose to move along and do what God has called us to
And
do.
that's a good point, because I hear this conversation a lot on social media, or when I'm in circles or just out and about. What do you believe about the comments being made where some women, emphasis on the some women are saying, well, I put all my dreams on the back burner and I did this and this and this and this so he could go do this, this and this, and I had to stay here with these kids and do all of this and do all of this. When I'm hearing it, I'm thinking it sounds like a choice that you made, but why does it become a complaining thing? Like, and it's like I've been hearing this year after year after year after year after year after year after year. What's your thoughts on that?
My thoughts is that 9 times out of 10 it is a choice, right? I knew somebody, they married somebody in a career that really takes up a bulk of their time, but they knew that going in.
Here we go.
And now we're complaining about it. It's a choice that you made. I always say, when you get married,
Men can't say that. I've heard men say that. I'm gonna let you continue. Men can't say, "Well, it's the choice you made." Oh my God, that'll have 3, 4, 5, 6 women jump on you, and it's a wrap.
that would, because we don't want to sit and take ownership of the truth. So yeah, you're right about that. This is something that is difficult for people to do, but if you do it, it's actually easier than you think, because it'll help you get to where it is that you want to get to faster. Being able, when there's a challenge in a relationship, in your marriage, you have to look at, you're the problem. People going right. You're the problem.
I'm listening to that right now. Like, hold on a second.
Listen.
All right, I'm gonna let you finish.
One or two things, brother. Either you married if you married a evil person, a person who's a dog, a person who's a narcissist, a person who's a whatever,
Or if you're married for the wrong reasons.
If you married for the wrong, whatever it is.
Sheesh.
Or you married an amazing human being, and now we're having some serious challenges. So if I married a person with all these issues, I chose that. Was it an arranged marriage? If it ain't an arranged marriage, honey, buddy, man or woman, that's on you. You chose that person. If you married a great person and y'all are having challenges, you're part of the challenge. So if I want to get to a successful marriage, why not take ownership of the fact that, you know what, I'm part of the problem? Or if I chose that person, I'm still the problem, because I'm the one that chose him. So now what do I do?
Instead of making them the scapegoat.
Instead of making them the...
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Shirley, you talking spicy right now. I'm gonna do one more question, because I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be honest. When you agreed to come and I watched you and your husband online, I said, ooh, I get to get me a counseling session.
Stop it.
Listen, because the coaches need coaches and the counselors need counselors.
We
so
do.
I can look, whoever watching or listening, I don't care what you say about me. I'm like, look, man, I'm getting these nuggets, I'm getting these tools, I'm gonna watch it, and me and wifey gonna watch it with some popcorn, and I'm gonna advise, I'm gonna suggest that she take some notes. There you go, suggest. Because we gotta grow together.
Say, baby, let us take some notes. Yes.
Man, I got to stick to this question, because I got something I want to say, but I'm not being too transparent on this podcast right now. You said you had a word. This is the last. This is not the last question, because we're gonna get into sand time. That's why I got this here right here. You said you were talking, and I'm listening to every word intently, but there's a word that jumped out, was sympathy. You said he doesn't want sympathy. He doesn't want sympathy sex. And we're not gonna harp too much on sex, because a lot of podcasts dealing with sex. But do you believe a lot of couples are in that, from you guys coaching, where there's these things, whether it's sympathy sex, whether it's obligated sex, whether it's obligated compliments or sympathy? I'm just doing this just because you're my wife, or you're my husband. Can you feel that? Well, let me ask you, do you experience that with couples? And was your husband able to feel that it was just you doing that sympathy sex to him as a form of just sympathy and not passion burning?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's why it's sympathy, because you know what's happening before all of that. The dynamics between you two, the energy between you two. Yeah, spouse will know they not into it.
So have you coached couples that
Yes.
have dealt with that? Whether it was obligated, let me just tell him he looks good because that's what people do.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
I think even men or women could sense that, like, dang,
Absolutely.
there
So
wasn't
now we have,
no
yeah,
passion in that tone. It was like,
yeah, absolutely. Yes, we encounter that. So now you have to ask why. What is the reason? There's resentment behind there.
yeah,
There's conversations that we're afraid to have behind there. That's where that sympathy behavior comes in at. I'm doing this now out of obligation, not because my heart is attached to it, right? Because I'm not willing to sit down and say, hey, your breath really stinks and it's bothering me and I don't like it. What are we going to do about it? We're afraid to tell people what we really see about them, Jamel.
we need to have something where, or you guys need to have something where it's called tough conversations and bring a bunch of couples together. And I don't know how it's going to be set up. Maybe they face to face, maybe they back to back. And it's like, I need you to write down the toughest or the most challenging, most transparent question you ever thought and you wanted to ask your spouse, because we're going to ask it today.
Yeah.
I think it's more healthier to have it when there's a mediator, because I think some of these conversations are so tough that if these people have it and they're not mature enough or their emotional intelligence isn't level, then it's gonna create some sparks, and that's what somebody like, you know what, I'm leaving. I can't believe you just asked me that.
Yeah.
You gonna ask me, or you gonna tell me this? You're gonna, oh, you can't stand my breath, or you think my sex is obvious? I'm leaving then, and then phew, it gotta be me. All right, let's do this. We're gonna do this. We're gonna get into sand time. So sand time. I'm going to ask you these questions now. You got to answer them before the sand runs out on this thing right here. The shirt that I wanted to give you guys didn't arrive in time, but it don't matter. My manager's going to send me a link, so you guys will get that link, and you can go to the website and get a T-shirt, pick your size out, and it's going to come to you for free.
Thank you.
So sand time, you got to answer these questions before it runs out. And some of them are just real easy questions. So I must make sure the sand down there. You ready?
I'm ready.
Beach vacation or mountain getaway?
Oh, beach.
Okay. Morning person or night owl?
Oh, morning.
Cook together or go out to eat?
Ooh, go out to eat.
Who should apologize first after an argument?
Me.
Keep going. What's your favorite date night?
My favorite date night. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. Something that has to do with food.
Okay.
And we got to circle back to that apology thing.
Yeah, we're going back to that. I'm just why I'm going to expedite this. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Texting or calling?
Text.
Roses or sunflowers?
Rose.
City life or country life?
Oh, city life.
Oh, you're city life?
Oh,
that's right,
city
Jersey.
life.
Okay. Sweet or savory?
Savory.
Which is healthier in conflict, avoiding it or addressing it respectfully?
Which is healthier?
Yep.
Addressing it respectfully.
How many love languages are there?
5.
True or false? Healthy marriages never have disagreements.
Oh, completely false.
One word that describes a healthy marriage.
One word that describes a healthy marriage. Why am I having such a hard time with this?
I don't know, but if you don't get that sand time, you ain't getting that link to them shirts.
That's so crazy. This is so crazy that I am having. I think I have a million words. One word that describes a healthy marriage. Wholeness.
Okay, one piece of relationship advice in 10 seconds.
Understand how your partner is wired so that you all can have the healthiest marriage thing.
Why should you apologize first after an argument?
If I was wrong only.
Okay.
Yeah. So who should apologize first? The person who did the infraction.
Okay, you got it.
Why was I having a hard time with a word for that? Is crazy.
So, man, listen, you guys, man, that's it right there. I got a lot more questions, but we're going to do a part 2, man. It was Shirley Austin. Man, I enjoyed this conversation, truly.
I did too.
This was a little coaching session, too. I'm going to go back and watch this ASAP. Listen, where can the people find you at? Let them know, those listening or watching, where can they find you guys at? All the things you guys got, too, whether it's podcast, whether it's branding, all of it. Tell them about everything.
Yes, you can find us social media is Instagram, Marriage Inc. at Marriage INC. And we're actually going to be starting group coaching.
Okay.
And so look out for that. That information will be out August 1st. And you can reach us for coaching through our email, info@marriageinc.us. And we also have books. My book is Wife You, the ABCs of becoming what the wife that he needs and wants. And Shannon's book is Husband. Yeah, you can go online and you can check us out there.
Nice. And you guys already know where to find me. Everything is Jamel D. Jackson. And also, make sure you like, subscribe, share this with all your people all around the world. We're over and out, The Value TV Show. Peace.